It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got a showdown in the AFC West. It's the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. Coming up.
Here's Will Lutz ready to get this one started.
And we are underway from Kansas City.
And just shedding him off there. And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds.
The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
And when you think of Patrick Mahomes, you start to think about all of his attributes, and you realize very quickly you can't just put him into one box. No matter how the game proceeds, no matter what is needed, he tends to have an answer for it and plays accordingly.
Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll try for the first with Pacheco.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 8 yards there and a first down. Faced with their first third down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen third down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yard?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board. They're able to avoid that 3 and out.
Here now, 2nd and 4. Again, it's Pacheco.
Able to power through, and he'll get it down here to the 43. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, in a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And the flashy plays, splashy plays, as people like to call them, that attracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game. And I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains. Didn't force the ball downfield, picked it up on the ground.
Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done.
50 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. When we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with third down coming up.
Headed straight, it's Pacheco.
And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. A stop there on third. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on first and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I'd go right at him with another momentum play. I'd go quickly.
And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Isaiah Pacheco.
A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Chiefs will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. But Charles, clearly they wanted to send a message there and impose their will. They score on their opening possession on a drive comprised entirely of rushing the football.
Message sent. I don't know that the team on the other side of the field wanted to receive it, but what a statement on their opening drive. Just run it all the way downfield, no passes. That absolutely sets the tone that they're going to be physical in this game.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback at 6'2" out of Auburn. It's Jarrett Stidham.
For a brief time, he was thought to be a possible successor to Tom Brady while he was still in New England, but that didn't materialize. But opportunity may still knock for him to start in the NFL today. Definitely has the arm and mobility to make plays against NFL defenses. All he needs now is consistency.
And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
He was brought down by Mike Edwards. 4 yards on the pickup.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. Again, it's Williams.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
Just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer, exactly what you want, though. Score on your first drive, stop them on the first drive defensively.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback.
The ball back to the Chiefs and Isaiah Pacheco.
You see the numbers, all those carries. If you get that many carries in the drive, you better finish it with a touchdown, and he did.
Yeah, and deservedly so, right? Because we've seen times like the Carolina Panthers, sometimes Jonathan Stewart to carry the ball all the way down, and then Cam, he's such a great goal line runner, he'll carry it in. But in this case, though, that didn't happen. The fellow lugging the load, he's the one who got to reap the reward.
Yeah, there was no touchdown vulture here. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On 3rd down, it's Pacheco.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And this is going to be recovered by a member of the offense, but whistles come in. Remember, on 4th down, that becomes a dead ball if anyone other than the fumbler himself recovers. So it'll come back to the spot of the fumble, and that will mean that's going to wind up being a turnover on downs. They'll fake the jet sweep and instead give up the middle to Williams. Brought down by Willie Gay. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Marked that down for a win, and the defense is coming out.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The Kansas City defense tough to throw on there, and now it's 4th down.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
The kick by Lutz is good.
And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Isaiah Pacheco and the offense back out.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
A run by Pacheco on 2nd down.
And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
81 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. Third and 4. Here's Pacheco once again, pushing through the contact. And that's going to be a Chiefs first down as the tackle made here at the 36.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that they don't start to slow him down. It's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11
over the middle, and there's a diving catch. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down.
And not all spectacular catches are the result of a pass that maybe was not thrown quite right. Sometimes it's thrown in the perfect spot, and you have to just go get it. And he did that right there.
No fear there in the middle of the field. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Mahomes firing complete. Kelsey imposing his will. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Travis Kelsey, 51 yards.
And the Chiefs are able to add on to that lead.
Charles, that was a heck of a play.
It truly was, because when he made that catch, he had to shake through some people, right? So that play, to me, a highlight film, that should be accompanied by bass music, right? I mean, boom, 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 and he finds his way to the end zone. Terrific play.
Butker on for the PAT.
And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it culminates in a Travis Kelsey touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp. and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that waddle back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Stidham, off play action. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Patrick. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Stidham, and just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 33.
A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Stidham.
Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy.
And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw. It's knocked away and incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone is hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
He sets to fire deep. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Kansas City defense tough to throw on there. And now it's 4th down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. At that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
The kick by Lutz is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our...
All right, so we skip the rest of halftime and get set for the 3rd quarter.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter.
It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback. And the Broncos offense set to begin this 3rd quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. They run it again with Williams. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's Stidham. And it's intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Chiefs are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. So that was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that's a position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. Their defense just helped them out by getting the football back on the opening drive in the second half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them because after the work the defense has done, they've got a chance here to open up this lead.
Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Pacheco gets it up the gut. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. He's across midfield. Still going. Travis Kelce. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Travis Kelce. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Chiefs have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And Denver getting set to take the field. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes, and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Here's Riley Dixon now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense ready to go again. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
That's interference. Defense.
They've done a good job on these receivers, pretty much held them in check, and they're a little too close for comfort.
And you're always looking for a play to get you going, right? You're looking for someone to make one, but maybe this penalty, this pass interference call, that can help shake them loose.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. A handoff now for Pacheco. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
Broncos 6.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. And coming out now, the Broncos. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Third quarter action from Kansas City. 2nd down and 10. Off the draw, here's Williams. And this time he won't even make it back to the line of scrimmage as they stop him in his tracks. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Now it's Stidham. And the Chiefs are going to get it. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop it.
Even keeping the back end for extra protection on 3rd down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
Here's Riley Dixon now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And fights through one man. Still fighting. 34 yards on the return. But for a moment looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over. KC's offense ready to take over. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
2nd and 10. Now here's Mahomes. Catch is made by Hardman. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. They have the nice
cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. And he's got Hardman in the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City.
A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Chiefs up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter. So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
Stidham from the shotgun.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Justin Reed. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead. And it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances. And that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Butker now to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
Harrison Butker at a kickoff for Kansas City.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Denver's offense now set to go. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them.
Stidham right back to it after the pick 6.
Short throw caught by Dulcich.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down.
Broncos first down.
Stidham. Finding his big receiver Patrick over the middle. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
From the 46, here's 2nd and 2.
Now it's Stidham.
Short throw caught by Dulcich.
And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 more yards for him there. It's a first down. Stidham will throw again. This will be caught. Judy. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. To throw is Stidham. He'll get this one to Patrick. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And the Broncos are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Stidham. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. And CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about here, but it may be cliche, but give them credit for this. They've continued to fight and scratch and claw, and they get the touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And I'm okay with that cliche, all right? Maybe it'll alleviate the sting a little bit, because at least they can look in the mirror and realize they fought all the way through. Horrible game for them, not one they'll want to remember, but at least they'll keep their heads up and have some pride when they leave this stadium.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Across the formation, Hardman. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Interesting. Mahomes wants to throw it. Open man. It's the tight end, Kelsey. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the 4th.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all, but in today's football, you just go watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
And Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ballgame.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one. Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaunt. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Chiefs victorious here as we say so long from Arrowhead.